Okay, so step 9, the value options. You really need to practice and prepare, study, recite, go over these a lot, because when you're in the appointment and you're on the spot, you may forget something that's really, really important. So this is the crucial part of the appointment, the most crucial part of the appointment, where you can get into these money-making, pipeline-building opportunities. So the first one we have on the list, obviously, and you have a ton of experience with this, is the open house. And so how do you essentially sell the open house to the for sale by owner?
So I've done steps 1 through 8 pretty well. And then pretty much I just go right into that at the end, like, hey, I don't know if you're interested, no pressure, but would you be interested in allowing me to do a free open house? I don't get into great detail other than that. Like, I wish I had something more. Like, I had this great movie line where I was like, boom, and their eyes lit up. But for the most part, they're just like, okay.
And you think that word free, that's important.
Yeah, I mean, it says no commitments. No, I'm not going to make you sign a contract. You leave for 2 hours. You let me, because then they get to see, as we talked about last week in the perfect week, or we talked about in the perfect week, that's where you're going to impress them. When you go out and go, hey, I need to do an open house video here on Monday. I need to get in here and do a couple of pictures. All those things are key contributors where they go like, holy moly, I just thought this guy was going to show up 10 minutes before the open house.
Right.
So you see, you're tying it in. You're earning, they don't even know it, but they're giving you an interview right there. A working interview is what I call it a lot of times.
That's good, working interview. So the open house to me also is, why is it beneficial for the agent to host the open house over the seller?
Well, personally for the agent, I think this is the really only definition of it. The whole name of this is win-win, right? I think open houses are the original win-win. Now, it's better for the agent to do it for multiple reasons. A seller's attached to his home, and all buyers are going to do are go in there and make fun of your, they're going to go and go, oh my gosh, that paint color. It's not going to be good for you sellers. I hate to tell you that. It's not. You're going to be emotionally attached to the home, and buyers are programmed to not be attached to the home because they don't want to buy something they're attached to. They just want to buy something that's a good deal.
Good point.
But it's a win-win for the agents because, A, you're impressing the seller. You're in the seller's radar. But those buyers are coming in, and those buyers are going, Blake, I don't like this house. It's super simple to go, hey, what do you like?
Well,
you're getting clients.
If the seller's there, they don't feel as comfortable. They're not as relaxed. Right. They won't spend as much time. They won't open the closets and the cupboards and all that stuff.
True.
They don't speak freely and honestly to the sellers because they may say, well, we've had an open house, last week we did it ourselves and we had a bunch of people come through and everybody had all these great things to say and we're expecting an offer any day now, and that's a bunch of baloney.
In the likelihood that they've even, just on a little level, the seller's probably not thinking about stuff like, I need to get a sign-in sheet. But as an agent, you are, because you understand that those leads that's money walking out the door. Seller's going, I don't care about that. But they don't see that there's follow-up within that. That a day later, you could call them up and go, Jason, I know you came and looked at this house on 123 Main Street. What'd you think? Is this something that you're interested in? Well, no, we didn't like this, we didn't like that. Seller's not going to do that. They're only worried about the people that want to buy that house. And they could be learning off of all that feedback, but they're not gonna.
Yeah, I even like to take it a step further and maybe make a little face, like a poop face. When you're smelling something bad, like, ooh, you mean you haven't been writing down the names and the numbers?
Right.
You've had 20 people come through, whether that was at an open house or sign call or whatever.
Right.
You haven't recorded a single name and a single phone number?
I get giddy when they tell me that, like I start to,
It's a home run opportunity.
Yeah, because you're going to look at them and go like, well, how'd you think that was going to play out? I had 2 last week that told me, I have a very interested couple that are going to buy this house. And they looked at it a week ago. Yeah, exactly. I said, great, where are they from? Where were they from, Marge? New Orleans.
That's it.
Do you have their name? No, I don't think I got it. I suppose I forgot to write it down. Well, how are you going to follow up? Well, Well, and then you see that, okay, it's not just unlocking the doors, turning on the lights, and going and getting some Otis Spunkmeyer cookies to sit out. There's much more of a process that needs to take place, and that's their first step in the realization.
Well, what do we know about problem solving?
Money only exchanges hands when problems are solved.
And what they're doing, they have exposed a problem.
Yep.
And the problem is that they have 0 ways to follow up with these folks.
Yep.
So that's when you're going, okay, here's an opportunity. So I
Right.
go, all right, listen, that's not the greatest situation, but
Right.
let's not panic. We've got a solution to this problem. From now on, everybody gets recorded. Here's the paper. Without fail, it goes down. I'm going to come by every week, pick this up, follow up. I'm going to figure out who's really serious, who's hot, ready, willing, able. Of those that are really serious and have a very short timeline, I'm going to go and connect those people with my lender to make sure they're financially qualified.
Right.
And that's when the first time I was like, wow, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, you mean
This
you
isn't-
just don't wait and then go there from New Orleans.
Yeah,
They'll come
you
back
just
and
don't
buy
take
it.
them at their word.
Yeah,
I mean, we know buyers are liars.
right.
We know people kick tires.
That's right.
They think that every good piece of feedback they get is
Yeah.
a viable opportunity. They're probably we're going to be in a multiple offer here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
every 5th call they're getting a full price offer.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's amazing.
So whether you're doing the open house or not, whether they agree to the open house or not, I think you've got social media advertising
Yeah.
opportunity because we've talked about this in prior courses about Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, doing live videos. There's a lot of things you can do. They'd be crazy not to take advantage of the open house and all that social media because you can plug them right into the perfect week schedule.
Yep, and I'll tell you who loves this one that I'm finding, because this is something new that we've it's not really the open house we've been mastering for a while, but the social media ad ones was right in front of us, and then you started doing it, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, that's profitable. That means no one's doing it. About 60 years of age, or maybe even 50 years of age, all the way up. Because those are a lot of the people who are selling their homes, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge majority of the people who are selling their homes. And they cannot. They understand that internet appeal is a new curb appeal.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to navigate that. So then when you come and go, I'll do you a free ad. How's that? You just send me an email, no problems.
Yeah, you need to get permission.
Yeah, you got to get permission. And they look at you like you just handed them the keys, keys to your house, like keys, take my car, whatever. They look at you like, they're so, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you can hear it on the phone. I've had grumbly, mean old sellers that when I offered that, you could see the smile through the phone when they're like, what's going on?
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, this is crazy good value.
Right.
Yeah.
And they always take it after they ask. Now, don't be offended, because they are going to ask you what's in it for you, and then that's when you go back to telling the truth.
Yeah.
And you say, look, if I help you sell your house, you're going to really tell everybody about me, huh? Yeah, great. That's worth it. Hey, you're only going to get one person to buy your house, right? Yeah. There may be more, right? Yeah. Well, I'd like to work with them too. Okay. So it's a win-win.
Well, this is where I think you got to be careful, because you got to draw the line in the sand.
Yeah.
Because if you offer them too much value, then they're going to be like, well, Blake is like, he's just he'll work for me, his face off for free.
It happens.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I could tell you horror stories of people where the sellers looked at agents that I've helped with this stuff and goes, why the heck would I list it? You're doing everything for you.
Right.
And you just kind of go, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone too far. So
Yeah.
my line in the sand was price.
Right.
If a for sale by owner wanted to hammer me on the price, I might say you're close, or I think you're kind of in the ballpark. But if they want specific numbers and a CMA, my professional valuation, I just tell them that is a service I reserve for people that
Right.
hire me.
And also, too, make no mistake, if you've done everything that Jason's taught you here, such as ask for a timeline, if you really, not if you go like, hey, what's your timeline? But if you go, really, how long is it going to be if you don't sell it, to when you start interviewing agents? And then right there, you put it on your calendar, your Google Calendar right there, like, boom. So I have until the 21st to try to sell your home, or then you're going to start interviewing agents. You have then set That's my opinion. That's my line in the sand. Now, I'm not going to do all this. I'll do open houses. I'll give up the sweat equity. Anything that's going to sweat equity wise, if I got a door knock, I'll do it. But my line in the sand is that if you tell me it's on the 21st and I come on the 22nd and you go, I ain't ready, I go, well, it was a good run. We tried. But if you're not going to hold your end, you're not a client that I want to work with. Because I've told you, I've offered you enough stuff. Open houses, free marketing, limited marketing, Facebook Live videos. And you told me that you were going to interview agents on the 21st. That's probably them telling you that they don't want to work with you and you need to get the heck out of there anyways.
Or could it create a sense of urgency? Go, wait a minute, Blake. I mean, hold on here.
It probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've done enough value, it's always what they say is that, deposit, withdraw. Like, you can't forget that withdrawal. You push, not pushy. Write down the list. If you've asked that question, you've been thorough enough. If you, it's on you. If you walk away and they go, well, maybe 3, 4, 5 months, and then you go, I'm okay with that, and then in 3 months you come up to them and they go, no, wait until December.
Well, it's
That's on
also
you.
a time to infuse the fact that time on market is money. I mean, the longer it takes, as long as it sits on market, the less money that they're going to have at the end of the day is in terms of net profit. All right, let's move on to the 10th and final step.